Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, as the title says, the reign of Drew Cain continues. And for me, I'm a very, very happy camper. Now, you already know that because, my undying love for Drew effing Cain, of course. He is back. For anyone that thought he was going to be redeemed, yeah, that shit ain't happening. Uh, brings me such joy to sit there and talk about this stuff. All right. But before we go there, we got to sit there and do roll call. So, what do we got? Amy H is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Ryan is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Black Mom, Mr. GQ is in the chat. Allison is in the chat. Sean is in the chat. 80 Sean. Cherry Ice Cream's in the chat. Queen of the South is in the chat. How's everyone doing? Ah, man. Drew is back. He was ready to just burn everything to the ground. He just did not care. Come on, Ryan. Drew being back is so great. I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, Allison, he hasn't learned a goddamn thing. Talk about petty Betty to the max. It just brings a smile to my face. I'm doing great, Black Mod. I had the day off. I got things done. I felt like a productive adult. It was pretty amazing, actually. But what's good, Allison? What's good, Crystal? Sherry says my favorites, my villains are my favorites. I love to hate you. Exactly. He brings the pain. He brings the pain and the suffering, and that sounds really bad saying out loud. But I love it. Time says, did Willow really think Alexis would help her? Yeah, exactly. I laughed my ass off. I was like, girl, there are a bunch of lawyers. Why are you going to her for? I mean, she can't hit on Marty Mark, but But yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day, people. It was a good first 2 days. Dude was like, honey, I'm home. And I was just like, just chef's kiss, man. My God. That lady was like, oh, I know you're happy that Drew's back. I was like, damn right, I'm happy that Drew is back. Hey, Sean, remember when we talked a couple weeks before and you thought that Drew was going to be redeemed? That he was aiming for a redemption arc? And we had that talk a couple of times. What do you think of that? What do you think of this? What do you think now? My God. Yeah, it is a very asshole thing to do, Alice, and you're right. He's being up, and the sad thing is that Danny was one of those people that was not there, like voting for him to be on the property. No, but he's an asshole, Ryan. He's an asshole, and that's what I enjoy about it. That's what I enjoy about it. Him just being an asshole. Nina's another one that was like, girl, you said that the thing that like that annoyed me was that she was like, I did all this and I tried to kill him and I really was gonna do it, my back against the wall. And Jack just co-signs everything and it's just like, well, you did what you had to do to protect your daughter. I'm like, bro, are you really just gonna sit there and defend you're pretty much trying to justify what she's doing. You're making it okay for her to push this man and the oh my god, I love it. What's good, CK? But I will sit there and say that Nina is much more of a step up than Carly. What's good, last day? How are you doing? Sorry, I messaged you. I messaged you back late. I got kind of caught up doing some stuff, but I'm glad you're here last day. And yeah, everything that you said, you were pretty much spot on. Like you didn't miss a beat. Hey, listen, Nina, she still got those curves in the right places. I ain't mad at her. No, she's an annoying Karen. She can act like an annoying Karen at times, and also a hypocrite. Yeah, let's add hypocrite to that. I have a couple more choice words for her, but yeah. Uh, so yeah, but yeah, everything you said last day was spot on about B&B. I'm doing great last day. I had a great day. I was off, so it was amazing. I hope you had a good day though too. Alexa really is a piece of work, and the sad thing is that Dylan is not. Dylan is also a piece of work in a sense though too. Did he? She's also a piece of work in a sense. Oh, it was great, James fan. I loved it. I love James fan. Let me tell you something. When I sit there and say I was a happy camper, that whole scene was great. Okay. Even the part when he sat there and he looked at the bed, he was like, you want to try to go for the bed?" Willow Smith, they're trying to psych him out. I'm like, it was just good. It was good. And I feel like Gio kind of forgot how much of a basuda that Drew is talking about. I think you should let him be in the house, and I think that he might have changed and gained new perspective. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? You, you were there. What are you talking about? Exactly, CK. Last day says it's been a good day. I spent some time with my aunt, went to breakfast this morning. I got a haircut. I've been enjoying my vacation from work. Good, as you should, last day. As you should. Very happy for you. Very happy for you last day. Trust me. Vacations are for people who actually do work hard, busting their ass. So when they have that time off, they really feel like they earned it. You know? Uh, Now, I enjoyed the scene today too. Um, is leverage that they can keep anyone off the property of the house. Exactly. Where's their security? Their security sucks. What's good, Darby? Seriously, Cherry, I enjoyed today's episode too. Like Willow versus Michael, and Willow Smith there talk after naming all the things that here's the thing. And Jay's band, I'm gonna need you to sit there and try to keep your cool and your composure. Um, because even though I'm all happy and smiley and all that good stuff, that shit may not last. So I need you to kind of keep it cool. I'm happy that I got a great week of GH hospital to be all for. Yeah, it was really good. It was really good last day. Listen, GH knows how to bring it. Okay, GH knows how to bring it, and I watch all popular songs. GH knows how to bring it. Some of them need to kind of step it up. All I'm gonna sit there and say is, you just need to be an adult about it. So, Michael comes in and he's met this. At first, he's like, "Yo, listen, I know Drew's awake. You're not gonna be with the kids while Drew's there." It was like, hey, listen, I'm gonna sit there like we broken up or whatever. I'm divorced. They get into it, right? I personally think that Willow trying to ask for another 10% is kind of overdoing it. I'm like, girl, you have a bad track record. Take the 40 and be happy with that. But she's like, let's fight this out in court. And she laid out some stuff that I'm like, Michael, it ain't looking too good for you. Nepo baby, um, has the kids spend time with Uncle Sonny, the mobster, and then the whole Claudia thing. Now, yeah, granted, we know as the fans what Michael did, and it was heroic and everything like that. But to the rest of the world, no, they don't know that. You know, so I'm like, you got those things against you. She's a sitting congresswoman who's been taking care of her ailing husband, a cancer survivor and everything like that. I'm like, Michael, the deck is not stacked in your favor, my guy. It's just really not. Willa does, Willa does. She really thinks she has the ability to get 50-50 at this point because the reason she wasn't given solid custody was because her actions were Drew. Yeah, I did. I was like, girl, you need to sit there and just be happy with 40%. Like, be happy you got 40%. Why being greedy for it? Yeah, but the courts don't necessarily know. And compared to a U.S. Congresswoman, um, but again, let's just sit there and let's take out the Claudia part, right? Because we were there, we knew, right? But the other stuff, it ain't looking good. Okay, um, it's something that I will continue to blast Michael for, even if I do like this version of Michael. Like you, and that's the same thing with Lulu, my gorgeous queen cat lady. I did talk about you in my review today too, cat lady. By the way, cat lady has her review up, so definitely check it out. Um, nice. Uh, that's the second solo. But you didn't do nothing, cat lady. I mean, you're fine. By fine, I mean like beautiful. But I did talk about you. I compared you to Ava in a sense. That is cat lady's review. Definitely check it out. Oh, and CK liked your review. Was good, Latasha. But yeah, I did talk about you. Um, yeah, was good, Jonathan. Yeah, of course, Jerry. That's my queen right there. That's my beautiful woman. What do you think Drew will do next? Besides be a general asshole, that's a really good question. I'm pretty sure whatever he does, he's going to make somebody's life a living hell, and I look forward to that. What's good, Jonathan? I look forward to that. Claudia probably would have kicked Michael's ass if she had an opportunity. Pretty sure she would have. It was good, Wendy. Wendy said Alexis finally stood up against Drew. She's so wimpy, but did good this episode. He's gonna have a problem with the aged up scout. Hmm. But yeah, He's not like Kyle. You're absolutely correct on Jay's path. But no one likes a nepo baby. Let's be real. Jay Blue, I'm only now catching up with GH from last Thursday, just from the clips. The mean voice of Drew is back. You're damn right, baby. Johnson says Electra is in no place to be upset with Dylan about what, and she's not. And she comes across as an idiot by saying that. You know, I'm like, girl, you're not in a position to sit there and tell somebody, but you left him over. And the thing is, when she sat there and said you left, when she sat there and said, yeah, I left him because my family told me to, and I'm loyal to my family. I'm like, but Will wasn't allowed to be loyal to his family, right? You goddamn right, cat lady. You goddamn right. Also, what does Jacinda's job have to do with anything? Not like Michael is taking Wally to strip clubs. No, but hanging out with a sex worker and around your kids. I personally don't have a problem with that, but the outside world is very judgy. So again, she kind of got him on that, right? Yeah, you're right, Jewish fan. But see, that's the problem, though, right? There's a lot of things that's not right in the world, right? Like, okay, Olivia coming at Olivia coming at Jacinda because of her job isn't right, right? I know that, and you know that. But sometimes the general public can be very judgmental. It's just, Terry says, you know how I am by now. I would, of course, also do not like new Ethan. Yeah, they don't, they didn't try with this recast. Like, they didn't try with the Jack recast. Here's the thing. I think the actor is great. Okay, I think that guy who plays Jack is a great actor, but he should have came as somebody else and not came in as Jack. Like seriously, imagine the Jocelyn scenes with the original actor that played Jack. Yeah, Tracy C. Exactly, no accent. It's like I said, for anyone that watches I'll say this once again. For anyone that watches the show or watched the show called The Original, they have one of my favorite supernatural characters ever, named Klaus, Joseph Morgan. Let's take Joseph Morgan out and put in some other guy. We won't give him an accent. Yeah, let's see how many seasons that go. Let's see how many. Let's see how many seasons that go. It was irritating. Um, I'm gonna say this one time, and then I'm gonna move on. I didn't like the racial comments that Leslie was giving Vanessa. There's a certain problem that I have with some people in the black community. People who sit there and say racist things, but then get upset when there's racist things that they hear. I take deep issue with that. Like there was two racist things that she sat there and said. I was like, girl, you know damn well, if she would have said those things back to you, you would have been pissed off. I don't understand why you feel like you're excluded from that. Not just the, overall bitchy tone that she was given. Isn't the new Nathan British? Did he lose his? I don't know if he's British. I don't know if he's British. I said I wasn't going to talk about the Dollar General Easton. I don't even like his walk. Ooh. But you get what I'm saying, though, right, Jonathan? And like I said, just the Oh, my bad. I didn't hear it. Now, CK said I didn't like what Leslie said to Vanessa. I was like, yeah, it's just like it's out of pocket. I generally have a despise for that. And granted, that was like that's something I just have a problem with certain black people in general. But just the overall tone, she was just bitchy and like you know just annoying. One thing I will criticize Michael for is that he doesn't actually have anything to use against Willow in court since he has no proof of anything, so maybe he should have said yes to her request. What's good, Nicole? I mean, I get this, that's typical of Leslie, but it's still, but you understand what I'm saying, all right, Jonathan? My aunt said this about Electra, and I don't know if anybody else thinks about this, but she said one of her problems with her is that she has weird looking ears. That's the least of her problems. I mean, I have other criticism about that. That's the least of it, you know? Was good at. He's also possessed of his teenage daughter. But what's good, Ed? How you doing tonight? I gotta remind me. I gotta DM you something too, Ed. I gotta DM you something too. Oh, maybe that's it, Jay Blue. Because I'm just like I don't hear it. Yeah, he doesn't have a leg to stand on. He doesn't. I mean, that's not my issues with him, but yeah, that's what she said. I don't know why, but that's what she goes with from one of the reasons that she don't like it because of her ears. Okay, I mean, listen, I'm not, it's kind of surface level, but okay. I give it to Willow as well. She handled Michael like a champ. She handled Michael like a champ. Cat Lady is pretty much just like I rebuke that shit. Nathan is not on the show, guys. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, but like I don't know. I feel like he kind of got her in the sense like, okay, let's find out. Let me sit there and put him on the stand. Let me put Drew on the stand and find out why he gave you the divorce. Because he knows whatever that is, she don't want that getting out. It was funny when Dylan brought up. It was. It was. Listen, I will sit there and say this much stuff. The one thing that Dylan said that made sense um, was that she was like, "You don't want to be a rebound." She told her, "She's like, you don't want to be a rebound." It's been less than 24 hours, and Dylan is already up in Will's face. You don't want to be that. But for her to sit there and start trying to any sort of give her any sort of limitations, like, well, I need you to sit there and respect our situation. No, she doesn't. You have no say so. You decide to sit there and leave him. I had to because of my family. You're a grown ass woman. What do you mean you had to? You didn't have to do anything. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Does it though? Time? I mean, listen, she served her time. You know, if she would have divorced him while he was in the chair, locked in syndrome, it would look bad. But now it's like, hey, listen, I waited till he got better. What's good, love? Dylan has a friend to Electra. She's horrible. She always been more of a friend of Will than Electra. Brad Bell said her and Electra are friends. She hasn't been a good friend. And friends like that don't sit there and look at their boyfriends or their girlfriends in that type of manner. You know, that's where I was like, okay, certain things I was like the dinner by themselves, the dancing, that's all innocent stuff. But how she looked and how she constantly lusted after him, that's problematic. Is she though? Well, why do you think? Okay, well, why do you think that she's going too far ahead? Why do you think that she went too far? Oh, last thing, I gotta sit there and talk to you about something. So you said that you didn't like the Daphne and Carter stuff because you felt that Daphne was she was bashing people who didn't have biological kids. Was that right? Remember you said that in my comment section? Yeah, CK. Listen. I don't know what the hell they're trying to listen to. Now she's all like asking a bunch of questions and being all nosy and super inquisitive. I'm like, girl, relax. Like, he's fine. He's back now. You need to let this shit go. Had to tell Liz not to snoop. Exactly, like you did your job. Shut up now. Um, but I want to hear your take on it last day. You said that you didn't care because she was bashing people. Um, I thought it was pretty annoying. But I'm not here to shit on your opinion, G fan. So that's your opinion. Me personally, I thought she was just super annoying. I don't understand what's going on. I mean, what's going on about this and what's going on about that? And I was like, girl, get a fucking life. Are you not spending enough time with Rick? Is he not doing it for you? Is he not curling your toes? Like, maybe get a fucking life. Don't you have a child you could sit there and talk to? If you have three, pick one and get some FaceTime or something like that. You like way too. This is really getting on my nerves. What's getting on your nerves? But yeah, last day, if you're still in the chat, let me know. I didn't understand. I was like, oh, so another person that needs to be gone, okay, is Ava Jerome. 1 second, Jace man. I'm gonna get right back to you. No, I said why. Why? I said why she's gone too far. No, no, I haven't. Susan, what's good, Susan? No, because I'm not a busybody. And that's what Liz has become. Liz has become a goddamn busybody. What's going on? I don't understand. What's this about? And that's what she was doing. I was just like, Liz, get a fucking life. Get a goddamn life. What's good, Susan? I can't be saying I can't say rule is not mom if I'm going to get mad at Daphne for bashing on. Okay. I wanted to understand what you were saying. No, Ava needs to go. Ava 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 hasn't had a good. Yeah, she's exactly. She just Ava hasn't had a good story. What's good, Jillian? Ava hasn't had a good story since um. No, I okay. I'm gonna get. Give me 1 second, Ed. Ava hasn't had a good story since the Ryan Chamberlain stuff. But yeah, 1 second, Ed. I don't believe you. What do I need to lie to you for? What do you mean you don't believe me? What are you talking about? Oh yes, that's true. Since Mason and Austin, you don't believe me. You know what? We should probably move on because I feel like it's gonna. Um, let's move on. Let's move on. She's being a busybody in the damn Karen. That's what I have an issue with, Liz. Um, no, she hasn't. Yeah, exactly. Since no, but Ed, I asked you. Okay, why do you feel that Joy Wesley has gone too far with Alex? The reason why I'm not going to read the rest of that post is because I basically sat there and said that I don't like her being a Karen and a busybody. And that's what Liz has become. She's become a busybody. And that's why I was very happy when Britt pushed her ass in the closet. Get out of other people's business. Find some business of your own to sit there and mind. That's what it comes down to. She's being a goddamn busybody. I don't like busybodies and I don't like Karens. She become both of those things. That's why I asked. I said, why did what made her so you know? Okay, no, I understand. It's just what it is. The reason why I was sitting there saying that was she wasn't okay. For me, she wasn't bashing people who children. She wasn't bashing parents who didn't have biological children. She just said that that wasn't for her. When she offered to donate her eggs, she was like, "Hey, listen, that's cool for other people, but that's not what I wanted. That's not what I pictured." So, that's why I sat there. Was like, she wasn't bashing other mothers that had children that wasn't biologically theirs. She just said that that wasn't for her. Drew is back with a vengeance. You absolutely right, Jillian. You absolutely right, and I'm loving every minute of it. It's not so much I felt like Liz went too far. I was just annoyed with Liz, because she's been a busybody, minding other people's business. Get a goddamn life of your own. person like, what is Jake doing here? Why is Britt going there? Mind your goddamn business. They're not. She's not. He's not your child. You have three children of your own. Why don't you sit there and keep track of their kids? You're worrying about somebody else's child. It's annoying. Stupid Willow thinking everything is going to fall into her place. Oh, Sean, no, you were here. I asked you a question, Sean. I asked you a question too. Okay, all right, I can understand that. I doubt they could be related, but okay. Oh no, it's cool. It's cool, Sean. I asked you something, and so one of the things you said was you were talking about Drew and his redemption. A couple weeks ago, you was like, I think that Drew's going to be redeemed. I think that he's going to go for a redemption arc. So, how are you feeling about that? How are you feeling about Drew still going for a redemption arc? I'm only sitting there bringing that up because it was like, yeah. But you know the thing is, Sean, like I said, I am enjoying the reign of Drew Cain. I didn't try to do that to run. That literally just came out like that. Ryan says, "Do you think there are times as a friend and you are? Do you think there are times as a friend and you're concerned that it's okay to not mind your business?" No, no. Johnson says, the revenge of Cain." I do like that. I was, I was like, yeah, exactly. Um, I think we're kind of beating a dead horse, Ryan. I think we're kind of beating a dead horse. Um, you're not gonna. Okay, let me just shortcut this conversation for you because I feel like it's gonna get off the rails if I don't. Um, everything that I said pretty much stands. I'm not changing my mind on it. I'm not changing my mind on it, and it's not really, you know, I'm not really changing my mind on that. So we can agree to disagree. Oh no, no, I get what you're Smith there saying now. Well, 1 second. Yeah, I just that's the thing, last thing. And I'm glad that you're here because I wanted to really sit there and talk to you about that because I didn't want you to get the impression that Daphne was literally like shitting on people that didn't have biological kids. But okay, Ed, I get what you're saying. It almost comes it's like you're kind of looking at it like she's being petty in a sense. Like, well, even if I'm not alive, I don't want that shrew or cow to be anywhere near my child. But the reason why I guess I'm kind of defending her a little bit is because she feels that Stephanie is still a danger, and she doesn't want her child to be around somebody who is quote unquote a gun-toting maniac. You know, that's generally it. I don't know if I answered your question, Sean, but I feel like I kind of did. I mean, Ed, I feel like I kind of did. But I see what you're Smith is saying. She's just like the chick is a nut job. I don't want my daughter, my child around somebody who is off, right? So yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird hearing Sonny and Laura reflecting on their first kill. Meanwhile, Sonny killed John and didn't bat an eye about it. Jay Blue, you know what's weird to me? It's weird to me that people are upset that Willow got off on a crime when Sonny killed an FBI agent and he's sitting pretty. Sonny is literally sitting pretty after killing a whole FBI agent. The Bureau didn't step in, come in, sit there and do any sort of investigations. Almost like nothing. And you know the thing is, when a cop gets shot, an FBI agent gets shot, and an attack on one of them is an attack on all of them. Yeah, it's all good last day. That's all. That's why I was glad you was here because I was like, you know what? I wanted to here's the thing. I want to say that in the comment section, but I didn't want to sit there and make it seem like I was coming down on you. You know, it's like you know that's your opinion. I feel differently, but I'm not going to sit there and kind of like you know do that. I think you can ask your friend about your worries, but you're prepared to hear your friend telling you to mind your goddamn business. Johnson says, why does Sheila focus so much on having a relationship with Finn and Hayes and barely gives a thought to her? You know, her other four kids and grandchild. Do you know why, Jonathan? Because Bold the Beautiful wants to insult you. They want to insult you by mind fucking you into thinking that Sheila doesn't have any other kids. When she got on her fucking knees and started begging Steffi to allow a place in her life for the kids, I was like, what the fuck am I watching? I was like, girl, if you don't get off your knees, I'm like, you have four other kids. What are you doing? Joy has gone too far because Justin added if she was dead or not able to raise their daughter, custody would go to Alex and she giving pushback. Okay, I see what you're saying. Um, Killian says because they're lazy, Jillian. They're lazy. Yeah, Sean. They recasted Nathan. Um, Nina is a breath of fresh air in a sense. Okay, I'm kind of trolling you on that one, Jage fan, but I do think that she's a step up from Carly. No, it's just because they're lazy. They're lazy. It never happened. It wasn't great. Sheila. Sheila is the reason why Sheila is just so nuts. Somewhat Jay's fan. She the thing that's really weird and bizarre is that she's acting like Finn is like some sort of jilted lover. Why is Nina better than Carly? Ooh, that's a good question. I have the answer for that too. Oh, okay, I get it, Gage, man. But you didn't sit there and say anything that I would find offensive. So, um, listen, Nina has her own issues. I guess for me personally, is that I find Carly to be pretty annoying and vexing. What is the secret Joe is keeping from Billy? The sad thing is, I feel like she is keeping a secret, love. But my whole thing is like Billy is like so. It's almost like Billy wants to try to find a problem or reasons that don't exist to keep up this war and this hatred towards his mother, who is ailing, by the way. That's actually very true. Last time, um, I'm not gonna lie, Allison actually brought me to a good point. She was like, "Why is she better?" One, yeah, she's. I mean, it was fine. It was like at least Holly understood. Like, yo, listen, they had pills in the bag and everything. Like, I felt like it was fine because it was heartfelt, and most importantly, Holly understood. Like, yo, listen, I get it. Um, like there was some evidence against me and stuff, and the blood tests and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, she does love Sarah. She just don't like the fact that she was accusing her of something that she didn't do. You know? Yeah, he's pretty annoying about it. Like, the sad thing is that I like Jason Thompson, but like when sometimes you start going in his whole Billy mode of just like, even with Sally, like, I'm gonna get back the company for you. I'm not gonna sit there and let you bully her. It's like, can you sit there and listen to her for like 5 minutes before you start going all like caveman and shit? You know what it is? The reason why I sit there and say that Nina's okay, when I said that Nina's a step up from Carly, Carly fucking cheated on Jack, right? And her reasonings for coming at Jack, as far as you put my daughter in danger, girl, you've been putting your children in danger their whole life by being with Sonny, but you're upset that Jack actually gave her purpose and stuff like that, like gave her purpose. It's like, yeah, I just I don't know, just I find Carly to be just annoying in a sense, you know? Cool. And we can sit there and start with Carly as well. I don't know. Let's talk. You want to do that? How about we start with Carly Smith there blowing up her mom's marriage with Tony Jones, or the fact that she walked in a open courtroom and shot Tony in the head. You want you want to go there? I mean, I do think that she is going to find out eventually what EJ did, and she's gonna be mad. She's gonna be mad. She's gonna be pissed. You know, that's you know what that's true. That's true, CK. Okay, well the fact is that she did shoot him. Oh, I'm sorry that she didn't shoot him in the head, but she did shoot him. Oh my god, I got the details. I got some of the details actually wrong. But did she not sit there and shoot him? Listen, I can sit there and bring up the stuff, and you're right. CK is actually right. Nina did do some out of pocket shit like that. You're absolutely right. Lastly, says Stephanie was ridiculous. Say if I was Sheila, I would have punched Stephanie in the face. That's what Sheila should have done. Last day, why was Stephanie out of pocket? I'm just curious. Why was Stephanie actually out of pocket? Trust me, I'm not a fan of Stephanie. I just want to understand your take on it. We can compare their crimes. McCarley has been on way longer. That's true. Listen, at the end of the day, I personally think it's just me that Carly has just been annoying. And I think that's what it comes down to. So okay, so when I sit there and say that Nina has been a step up from Carly, is that the things that Carly has done has just annoyed me, you know? Her cheating on Jack, her constant whining to Jocelyn. I want to get you out the WSB instead of having an actual conversation with her smart, sophisticated, strong-willed daughter. Oh, Jonathan, you got a good sense of humor. Got a good sense of humor. That's my answer for that. Okay. All right, last day. All right, okay, last day. Um, she does, and Cherry's back. But yes, that's just my take on it. And yes, CK said that as well. CK did sit there and say, I mean, that's true as well. But I just, like I said, um, I have more problems with this whole thing than just that part. Like, I didn't really care about that part too much. But my biggest thing was, what was the point of bringing? Okay, what was the point of bringing sexy Lexi back if you were just gonna sit there and kill her off? Like the bones of it is what I have an issue with. Um, and then everything else after that, even the whole like Kristen being like, okay, well, I just found out from EJ's people that he's gonna pick me, that he's gonna sit there and kidnap me tomorrow sometime. And I'm just like, you know, when this person's going to kidnap you, like that's where it just kind of fucking took me out a little bit. Like, oh, so we're gonna sit there and switch. I want to sit there and see how they're gonna switch, knowing that you're going to be kidnapped. You have advance warning that you're going to be Jonathan, what are we watching at this point? You know, that's true, Jay Blue. I think that he's just actually picky. And I think that's that he's just actually picky. Because I'm not an idiot. Yeah, I can see that. But see, the thing is, GH fan. So GH fan says a lot of things that annoy you about Carly are the things that Nina is guilty of too. But you know the difference is though. You know the difference is because I see you writing more stuff. Is that I'm not focused necessarily on Nina. I'm focused on Carly. So while you're sitting there saying what you're saying and your assessments are probably accurate. I am looking at Carly. I'm looking at Carly and her annoyance. I'm not looking at Nina. Um, and Nina's not annoying me as much as Carly. And I think that's what it really comes down to, right? So I think it all comes down to perspective, right? Uh, I will agree with a lot of that, except for the fact that she doesn't have a Jason in her life. Like she doesn't have a man that's she doesn't have somebody that's going to sit there and support her no matter what type of bad decisions that Nina makes. Um, but I do get what you're saying though. Yeah, and who does she oh she because she talked to Ari. She talked to Ari. And see again, this is once again when I'm just like, Gabby, you didn't learn anything from your conversation with Nina. I mean from you didn't learn anything from your incident with Dia. I don't know. Sometimes I sit there and I oh by the way, I did hear some new faces are coming back too. You know the crazy thing is like I almost felt like there was Nina is neurotic, Carly is spoiled. Love that. Yeah, love. It almost seems like they decided to go like 7 steps backwards with Cat, which is it is a headache. Stephanie does not want a husband. She wants an employee. She dictates every aspect of Finn. I'm pretty I'm pretty he asks her what he can wear. I mean, yeah, she is very controlling and you know, Finn is you know the problem last day with this story, and I'm gonna be honest, is that this whole war between the families is making people look bad and terrible, right? Like I've sat there and I've publicly said that fucking Donna is like a damn nine, right? Even Donna is getting on my damn nerves though. Donna is getting on my nerves. Um, Eric, who I fucking love, you know, because he's like old Sam. Eric is getting annoyed. You know, I don't support I don't support Will hitting Eric because the dude is like, you know, 80 years old. But Broski wasn't there popping shit about Will's mom. We're not gonna act like that shit didn't happen. You know? And speaking on GH, so Hat Daddy's back and Isaiah was holding Curtis's child. Now, yeah, I understand is why is it so loud? I understand it's Portia's child as well. But there's something out of pocket every time I see Curtis holding that child. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. Um, it's it's Portia's baby, but do you think that Curtis would be cool with it though? You know, like no. So why are you holding that damn child? I don't care if she sits there and says it's okay. You think it's okay if for with Curtis? And then there's a point where Hat Daddy's like, just to let you know, son, you know, I'm I'm completely on my son's side. I'm loyal to my son or whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. I don't remember him asking I don't remember him asking their loyalties and where they lie at. Like, what are you talking about? If you're gonna talk shit about my mom, I don't give a shit. If you're 80, you're getting your ass kicked. No one talks bad about my mom. Will was absolutely justified for hitting her. That's okay. Why? Because Jordan will be holding a baby too. Watch. Yeah, and that's still gonna be out of pocket. All right. And I'm not gonna lie, part of that shit is gonna be out of pocket too. Like Elizabeth has never been this nosy. No, she hasn't. That's why I was like, what? Why are you writing Elizabeth in this level of like, what's going on? What's this? What's that? I gotta sit there and see what's going on, and just ask a bunch of fucking questions. I was like, are you trying to take Amy's job? Like, Amy is known for being like the whatever. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Scout even sat there and called that shit out. I was genuinely surprised. I was like, damn, I thought you were Team Danny, but I feel like they're gonna try to do a romance between Scout and Rocco. Okay, I always seen John McCook as Eric Forster. I've seen Who Can Stand in as a Victor Kiriakis for a day. That was of course when Jonathan was born. What's good, Sean? Was this guy an 80-year-old man last day? I mean, listen, I get it. You want to throw it out and everything. My sister and coming at your mom sideways. You want to defend it. Was this man a senior citizen? This is what I want to know. I'm not here to judge. I'm just curious. Yeah, she will. I don't know. I am too, Latasha. Sue his ass all the way to town and then some. Yeah, yeah. Because now I kind of look at Eric as a piece of shit, to be honest. Oh, he was 15. Okay. Well, last day, how old were you when he said that to your mom? How old were you? He was 15. How old were you? Oh, okay, that's fine. I mean, yeah, that's fine. Okay. No, I don't remember it, but I do remember Daniel being in the episode. I gotta watch it again. What's good, Francis? All right, so we gotta talk about this shit. Thank you, CK. CK, you're fucking awesome. Thank you. Yeah, sure. We gotta talk about this. Okay. All right. JH fan, let me know if you're in the chat. We need you to sit there and kind of, brace yourself. Scout needs to be a badass like a mom. That's sure, Allison. No, they're not. They're not related. They are not related. Last thing. Where'd you? Where did they say that Amy was considered dropping the lawsuit? That's what Melinda was looking like, but well, I don't know about chemistry, but I don't like the new Ethan because it's a lazy recast. All right, we gotta sit there and talk about this whole. Yeah, I gotta talk about that too, LaShawn. Um, LaShawn. All right, this whole Willow stole the baby. She ran around with the baby. Let me just tell y'all something, and I know y'all going to disagree, and that's fine. But first of all, that baby was never in any danger. Okay. The reason why she did that because she wanted to get rid of Sasha. And Sasha, as far as I'm concerned, can kick rocks without socks and break every single fucking toe along the way. I gotta think about that, Jade fan. But Sasha could sit there and kick rocks without socks and break every toe along the way. That baby was fine. Oh my God, Willow sat there and kidnapped the baby. She misplaced the baby a couple of times on purpose so this way Sasha could sit there and get worried. Okay? And that baby ultimately ended up being fine. So when people sit there and say, "Oh my God, she sat there and she kidnapped Daisy," relax. Sasha sat there and took that baby and went halfway across the fucking world, and Michael didn't do a goddamn thing. I feel like maybe people should sit there and be focusing more on the fact that Michael didn't even attempt at trying to get that child. What Willow did was off the wall crap. Baby was fine. And the thing that annoys me about that is that Michael saw firsthand how that affected his sister Christina. Christina was mad at Sonny for a long time because she felt like Sonny didn't fight for her, like she fought for the two boys. Because she felt like, well, damn, you didn't fight for her because she was a girl. So Michael saw that shit firsthand and just allowed Sasha to bulldoze over his rights. Talking about, oh, I miss my daughter's first birthday. What do you think she's gonna act like when she becomes a teenager? And what are you gonna sit there and say? Oh, I was respecting your mother's wishes. Well, let's see, Michael. How did that work out for Sonny? So yeah, yeah, Sean. Christina is a thing. Well, hopefully, be a long time. Other 80 Sean. But yeah, Jay's fan. That's really what I think about it. The baby was fine. She took her around for a little bit. The baby was never in any danger. Okay? Oh my God, Willow was so horrible for doing that. It wasn't the end of the world. Okay? And like I said, y'all want to sit there and be upset. How about y'all be upset with Michael for his inability for sit there for not fighting for his own child? Maybe I should sit there and kind of think about that. Um, ooh, I like that. Darby says Michael is going to be mad if his daughter Daisy has a stepfather she adores because her real father didn't want to fight to keep her in her life. That was good. I couldn't have said it better myself. You know, Darby, sometimes you like to sit there and troll the chat. And by troll the chat, you mean troll me. But yeah, that's the truth. That is the absolute truth. Exactly. The baby was fine. Exactly. Hit that damn like button. Shit. Thank you. Hit that like button because it really does actually help. And shit. No, you're not trolling. I appreciate that. I don't know. The hospital has to be run by somebody. And when they were sitting there trying to force EJ out and be like, oh, well, Gwen will sit there and save the day. What happens if Gwen doesn't save the day? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, and I appreciate that. Oh, Sean, he has a problem with my take. As long as he doesn't sit there and get out of pocket or start going all cray cray, we're going to be fine. And if you go cray cray, then it's not going to end well. So, you who actually could run off with you, I agree with this. All right, well then, hope. Oh, that's for damn sure. That is for damn sure. Oh shit. I'm not gonna lie. If I actually dropped this shit, I would have been so pissed off. He has the money. He has the money. Has the business expertise. You're correct on that. I mean, I don't like Theo as a person, but I think he's a good business person. I am too, Sean. Yeah, yes, yes. And I'm not gonna lie, because up until a point, she was annoying the fuck out of me. We're pretty much giving Nicole a damn pass and shit. Oh shit! I watched the thing go left for a hot minute. It's Queen Jess in the chat. Let's everyone sit there and say what's up to Jess. Okay. Fuck that. Let's everyone sit there and say what's up to Jess. I'm not gonna lie. That part actually made me laugh. See, every now and then I can find little pockets of like redeemability with Beyond the Gates. Exactly. You know, it was actually really funny, Jess. I was in Kyrie's stream like 2 days ago, and you know, he always talks about you and stuff. He was like, I haven't sat there and seen Jess in a while and stuff like that. Wonder how she's doing and stuff. And I'm like literally legit 2 fucking days ago. he was asking about you and everything. So I thought that was interesting. But of course, it's good to sit there and see our favorite celebrity, goddamn celebrity status. Made me almost kind of forget about GH fan and him going like damn near like buck wild of my opinion about fictional characters. And CC Unit, which is somebody I did not expect. How the hell are you doing? I heard that you're back on social media and everything. Um, I did take down that picture that you asked me to take down. Holy shit, wait a minute. Yes, Jess, me too. Oh shit. Yeah, yeah, Sean. I'll get to him in a second. Yeah, I've been good. Hope your hiatus from social media has been good. Yeah, like I said, I took down that picture that like somebody put up. So shit, you got a video coming out soon. Kind of like low key starstruck. So um, listen, Drew came back and he came back with a fucking vengeance. It's like I said, the reign of Drew continues. Wow. You know, I did actually want to DM you a while ago about like maybe doing an interview and everything, but it's cool to see you. Is like I said, I love the callback, the Revenge of Cain all this week on General Hospital. You know when they used to actually do fun promos and stuff. Remember that? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not sitting there co-signing and like celebrating that shit. I'm like, people snipped it like the baby was fucking fun. The baby was fun. I wish Drew would have gotten rid of Willow. And you're right, Serena Ball won't be on. Wait, Jonathan, you know why I miss those? Because we've been watching a lot of like classic All My Children and One Like to Live when they used to actually have fun promos. Um, I don't think I actually have the promo, but yeah. See, Allison, you remember? You remember? I mean, listen, Drew did sit there and tell Willow to go for the bat. He was like, "You're like, oh, you see that bat? You want to go for it? Go for it." Well, yeah. And Nina's dumbass pushing him into the pool was so dumb. Jack helped her is dumb. You, yeah, you're right. I didn't sit there and say it was their fault. What? Like, let's not put words into my mouth during your angry rant. I never sat there and said it was their fault. I sat there and said it was not, for me personally, was not that, oh my God, like Willow's a monster. It's like the baby was fine, okay? And Sasha got the hell out of town, which honestly, to tell you the truth, was a blessing for me. Drew better have a plan. Ain't no way he's letting her walk alone. Listen, like he said, he's been stuck there listening to Willow for months, trying to justify her actions. He was Broski was literally fantasizing about taking her neck and strangling the shit out of her. Like, yeah, listen, I have fantasies, but I never fantasize about ending somebody's fucking life. Oh, just speaking of that, I don't know if you got Peacock. I don't think you do. But I watched the movie Obsession. That movie was fucking wild. I love that movie. I mean, I get that it's controversial, but I fucking love that movie. And I'll just sit there and say that. But if you didn't watch and you want to watch it, okay, so you already all right. So you already watched it. Okay, all right. I thought about doing a review on it, but like something else came up. I I fucking love that movie. I love that movie. And there is one point in that movie that is supposed to come across as like horror, and I swear it's like I must have rewind that part like about 10 fucking times. I was like, I know you're not sitting there watching this man sleep. Oh my god! I watched the movie yesterday. I was like, the part where he was laying down trying to sleep, and this chick was literally hanging out at the wall talking about, "Go back to sleep. I like watching you sleep. It's very cute." I'm like, yeah, I was like, yeah, nobody's gonna sit there and sleep after that. And even when she got in the bed, he tried to get up. She started yelling. I la- like I don't think that was like the point, but I laughed my ass off at that part. Yeah, that was. Part of me was not even shocked by that. I was like, bro, this woman's obsessed with you, and you hanging out in the car with another woman. Did you not sit there and see the fact that she dragged her ass to the side and then put the chair right next to her? Like, what the fuck are we like? What? Robert, no. Not only did Michael cheat on his beloved ex-wife, Congresswoman Cain. Thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you, Angelica. When she did what she did to be the friend, that was good. That was hilarious. I mean, to be honest, don't get me wrong. Even before that possession happened, she wasn't okay. Nikki wasn't shit because she knew that Barry liked her, and his friend wasn't shit because they was hooking up the entire time. But Barry still was a piece of shit. Though let's not let's not forget that. I love good carnage. I fucking love good carnage. I I love good carnage. Um, yeah, his friend was a piece of shit. You know, and she was like I mean, Grant. The sad thing is just as much of a piece of shit as she kind of was, nobody deserves that. And you know the major theme in that movie is the right, Jess? No, Jonathan, I didn't. Um, Um, I mean, it was a depiction of what a face might look like. No, I think the last stuff I was watching was Dragon Ball Dharma and the latest season of Devil May Cry on the latest season of Devil May Cry on Netflix, which is really good, by the way. Even if I do find some of the comedy kind of cringy, my whole thing is with Willow, go in with a fucking well. The sad truth of the matter is, like, Willow agreed to go with Chase to sit there and talk to Molly. No, I fucking loved it, Jess. I did. I mean, it's it's controversial. It's a controversial movie, Jess, and you know why it's a controversial movie. What's good, Thomas? But I love the fuck out of it. I will sit there and say this because I may do a review on it. I miss watching a movie. Like, I watch a lot of TV shows or whatever, but watching a movie that starts, middle, and end is kind of a breath of fresh air compared to just watching a TV show or even watching a soap opera in a sense. Have you ever saw the new Evil Dead? Because I can guarantee you that movie, those movies. And I'm talking about the new Evil Dead is way grosser than anything that they show. No, I'm talking about like the new Evil Dead, not the comedy one. It deals with rape. It deals with consent. Yeah, Jess, I feel you. Like I said, it's kind of a breath of fresh air. Um, no, the old Evil Dead was a comedy with the fuck is his name anyway? Evil Dead. Oh, seriously? Bruce Campbell. Yeah, I'm not talking about the Bruce Campbell ones. I'm talking about like the actual like new shit. I guarantee you those movies are a lot more gross. Yeah, I mean, listen, they had their reunion. Sean, let me ask you a question. Let me just ask you one question. Can you deal with gore? Can you deal with like gory scenes, Sean? Yeah, they had their. Okay, well then, all right, then you shouldn't have a problem with it, Sean. I get it. I get it, Jade fan. I mean, that's why I wasn't like kind of. I wasn't gonna say ignoring you. I just know that you like to sit there and like go off your steam and stuff. You know. Oh, next month. Okay. Listen, I liked his appearance on General Hospital. I like his appearance on General Hospital. I I don't know. With Days of Our Lives, it's kind of a fucking gray area if I'm gonna be honest. But I like the one General Hospital, so and I'm generally happy for him because I know he jokes about how he wants to be on the soap opera, but I know he actually wants to be on the soap opera. From what I understand, he literally um we were doing so good. Like he literally sat there and he asked to be slapped by Carly. You know, that was something that he requested. You know, we were doing so good, Huge man. We really were. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually looking forward to. The new Ethan is not for me. Yeah, that's a popular thing. Uh, oh, just what do you think about the Maxi clan being gone? So they shipped away all of them. James and Georgie and Spinelli, who haven't been on since God knows when, because Maxi's gone. Okay, and this is what I heard, so take it with a grain of salt. The actor didn't sign on that long. The actor didn't sign on that long. I don't remember. I don't know what the guy's name is, but he didn't sign on for that long, and they kind of needed him to be a little bit longer. But yeah, he didn't sign on for that long. The thing that annoys me is that they knew Nathan Dean. Okay, they like why bring them back, right? No one wants to be on GH, which is insane. That's almost like blasphemy, right? I do think that Maxie should have been recasted, but if they're gonna, okay, let me put it this way: Do I think that Maxie should have been recasted? Yes, but look at their track record. They just yes. Have a good night. Thank you for coming through. I'll see you on the weekend and Friday. Um, but think about how they recasted Ethan. If they didn't recast Ethan right, how the fuck do you think they're gonna do it with Maxie? No, I don't want to do a back and forth, Cheese fan. I don't I don't want to do that. This is me being nice, Cheese fan. Trust me. I don't think you actually know, but this is me actually being nice. They got Michael Ray. They got Michael Ray, Jonathan. But do you think that that's a good track record because they got Michael Ray, Jonathan? But yes, have a good night. And I will sit there and see you on Friday and Saturday. Terry says it makes you wonder where are they trying to save money because that was a whole family. They just let go 5 people, yes, but won't get rid of Cody. Yes, that's right. Angelica, I'm doing amazing. I've been off today. I got stuff done. I felt like an actual an adult. Like it was fucking awesome. Oh, Ryan. Like Jerry knows. Jerry knows. So leave that alone. But no, Angelica, it was actually a good fucking day. The hell I was saying. Oh, I mean, listen. If you're not good, here's the thing. People have been. Or you. I'm gonna let that go. Anyway, but yeah, if you're not going to recast them right, then don't put them back. Okay, let's sit there and think about their. Yeah, Sean asked you a question, Calvin. Almost like you're trying to like push my button or something. Like, are you like what are you trying to do, GH man? I'm ignoring you for a reason. Let's not go there. See, Susan. Um, but think about how they try to recast characters and it don't work, right? How many Mollys did we have to go through? Yeah, they struck gold when they recast Michael Jonathan, but that was like one out of like you know. So the whole internet is upset about this Ethan recast. Some people's comments was a little out of pocket if we're gonna be honest. Like one of the things that annoys me when people get upset about recasts is based on something they're saying they don't look like the last person. Okay, I don't feel like that's like it really matters if they don't necessarily. Okay, so Alexia is blonde. She knows how to act, which is actually really important. And the thing about her is that she brings the spirit, the feistiness, the fire of Luke, right? So I feel like because of that, Alexia is a good recast, right? I'm thinking personality matters more. Personality does matter more than looks because if as long as you're able to embody the character of whoever they're recasting for, that's what matters. The thing with Maxie is that she's been playing it so long that when she speaks, let me put it this way: Kristen Storms can sit there and come on, and she can improv a lot of her lines, and I guarantee you, Frank will be like, "Yeah, okay, cool, that's totally fine," because she embodies that character. There are certain things that I feel like what Kristen Storm does when she's talking or she has a certain line or whatever. I guess they call them like filler words, and they're I don't understand why you're still talking about this shit, man. We already like I don't know if you're trying to be cute, but it's like not working. You're just kind of like being like low key annoying, probably like high key annoying to everyone else. So maybe you should probably just move on. I get you. I get your G's, man. I do. But now I love this comment. Cat Lady says, "I don't even care if Serena's coming. Where the hell is Scotty?" Right? The guy who has been on Scotty has been on before I was even born. Okay, Scotty was in the fucking 70s. Dude, Broski went for a milk run and never came back. Nathan could be the new Cain on Wine. I got so much issues with YNR. Tracy says, I think he's only signed on for a few months. They wanted him to. Exactly, Tracy. That's what I'm sitting there saying. Like, but the thing is, Tracy, is that GH knew that they only had a few months with him. So that means that they had fucking time to sit there and come up with a proper recast. Just as damn, we haven't even seen Scotty B in a minute. Yeah. Broski went out for a milk run and never came back. Okay, they sent Pop Dukes out there for a milk run, and he never came back. Just let me tell you, this character has been on since the 70s. Now I know that's hella old for you, but the character has been on before I was even born. And this is listen, I love General Hospital. Seriously, Terry, I love General Hospital, but how they treat the people that have been on the show, that has contributed to the show, that has put time, effort, and sweat into remembering their lines and everything. Let me put it this way: if they can do that to fucking Scotty's character, they can do that to any character. Jason came back so damaged and wanted that I'm going to pity the person soul who really pisses Jason off. Yeah, it's just like they're like, why don't they get rid of Felicia instead? Yes, Darby, I am. Well, speaking of Felicia, listen, Jess. I said this, and I know one person that would sit there and say that this is blasphemy, and I don't care because I'm going to say it anyway. Ava Jerome needs to fucking go. I love Maura West. I think she is a fantastic actress, but they have not gotten a story for her since um Mason. What? No, fuck that. Um, I keep saying Mason. Ryan Chamberlain. Ryan Chamberlain was the last good story. She's hanging out with fucking Ethan Lovett. What? You know, Jonathan, he needs to be mad at General Hospital. I love how you took a drink. Oh, jeez, man, I don't need any liquid courage. I'll sit there and say that fully sober. But I appreciate you for saying that. Killing Christina's baby. She did do that. She did do that, Sean. No, Jonathan. Kyrie needs to be upset with General Hospital for not giving her anything to do. For such a talented actress, you're having her hang out with fucking Ethan Lovett. Anna probably gets to stay around for Anna and her mess. Anna probably gets to stay. And this is why I love her, chat. fucking sexy. I got you, but no, I don't need any liquid cards. I'm just saying, listen. Mm, he's such a bag. See, Darby. See what I'm dealing with. See what I'm dealing with. But yeah, Jason does see Anna tomorrow. That's very true. And see what happens. You know, Jonathan, they need something for Ava. They need something for Ava. Cause like I said, Ava needs to go. Um, I'm I'm still gonna stand on that sticking point. Ava needs to go. She's at this point, like I said, more or less just collecting a paycheck. Maybe you know, it's really interesting. Somebody in my comment section said to me, because I was like, you know, Ava needs to go. And it was like, well, you know, Ava's a better character than Felicia and Liz. And I'm like, it doesn't matter how good your character is if you don't have a good story. Thank you, Jess. I'm like, it doesn't matter how good your character is if you don't have a good story. If they give her a good story, Jade fan, if they give her a good story, I'm always here for the story. If they give her a good story and they give her good drama, I'm here for that. But they haven't given her a good story since Ryan Chamberlain. You know, like it's just wasting her talents. You ever notice that Sunny has more daughters since I've never noticed that. Very interesting. Bottom says, "Hey, I'm sick of Willow and her smug ass attitude. I'm sick of everyone throwing Claudia in Michael's face. She was trying to kidnap Jocelyn, and Claudia was far from defenseless." Yeah, that's sure. Oh, you was a as the world turns. You was as the world turns fan. Okay, that's interesting, Jade. It's always interesting learning something else about you. And people always sit there and say that my patience does not pay off with you, but it does. Like I said, Annie. Listen, if you thought that Nina Reeves was crazy, Annie Dutton is on a whole nother level. Oh my god, that chick is nuts. I love every minute of it. The only reason why I'm like, because Carly and Jason covered it up. Here's the thing. I remember, yeah, a goddamn milk run, Tracy, and the dude has not been back since what was it, 2003 or I mean 2023 or 2024. Um, but no, Annie Dunn is fucking nuts. Like that's true, Jay's fan. But she didn't sit there and try to push somebody out of a fucking moving plane and video record that shit. Yeah, I okay. So I can't show CBS stuff because CBS is dead. But I could distinctly remember um, what is her name? The chick that plays Nina as Annie Dutton. Um, Literally trying to like push somebody out of a fucking or something with a plane. Listen, Annie Dutton is a wild fucking character. I will sit there and say that much. Oh, Cynthia Waters. I don't know why I couldn't remember her goddamn name. Thank you, Jonathan and Sean. I'm calling you 80 Sean because the other Sean is still here. Thank you, Allison. Have a good night, my gorgeous queen cat lady. Also, definitely check out her review. She put it up today. Um, it's in the pin comments. So definitely check her out. Oh, look at that! Not gonna lie, I was kind of sitting there looking for Kyrie's. Yes, Sean, I will sit there and see you on Friday. Thank you for staying a little bit later than normal. Always appreciate you. Kyrie, that's my guy. All right, that was fun. Of course, Sean. Of course, appreciate you. Not done yet. Shit, got Rant and Record up in here. That's actually funny. I was in your stream earlier today around 2 o'clock when we were watching Beyond the Gates. So first of all, let's everyone say what's up to Grant and Ricardo. If you're a Beyond the Gates fan, she does them at 2 o'clock Eastern Pacific time. So definitely check out Grant and Ricardo. What do you think of the whole GA stuff with Drew coming back with his glory and all? My God, I'm so here for Drew and the reckoning. Annie, I'm not gonna lie, Jay fan. Annie Dutton was fun. Annie Dutton was fucking fun. Like I know you have your issues with Nina, whatever it is, what it is, but Annie Dutton was fun, and she had a certain level of flair and style. You know, that's right. Let's everyone say what's up to Randy Ricardo. He does, because I'm not gonna lie. That's yeah. Like I said, Annie Dutton is fun. I will agree with that, Allison. Like, here's the thing: when it comes towards Drew and this reckoning of Drew, I'm okay with him going after adults. When he starts going after the team, that's when I'm like, all right, bro, you doing too much. Like, yes, I understand. Even with Wiley, him hurting Wiley, he was like, I feel bad, but it's like kind of unnecessary pain. It was a bad look. And this is for somebody who's like fucking straight rooting for Drew. I was like, all right, bro, that's I was like, that's a little bit too far. Like you that's not even funny. Like that's a little bit too far. Um, but yeah, ranting. What do you think of the whole? We can agree to disagree. But It was cool. And the thing is, Allison, even Drew knew that that was like, damn, that was like even Drew knew that that was cool. Even Drew knew that that was cool. Okay, I guess she's back in there. Even Drew knew that was cool. So no, no, I'm talking about like when he was going after the teams and him going after like Wiley and stuff like that. He's gonna be shocked and he's gonna have something else on his plate. He's gonna be shocked, but he's gonna have something else on his plate. I think he needs to keep focused with Isaiah. I mean, I'm not a fan of Curtis right now, and I know he's all like, "Oh, why need?" Like the fact that he's like, it's weird that he has this level of self awareness where he knows, like, I should be in jail. I did do this to this person. I did wreck this person's career. But now he's all like, but my child is born. I want to sit there and be there for my child because I wasn't there for Trina. I'm like, bro, fuck. Ooh, an alliance. I like that. I like that what I say. I mean, for fuck's sakes, they didn't sit there and bother to put him. They didn't bother to put him with the Gannon family. I know you don't come on. I know you don't come on Saturdays, Jonathan. But like, we've been watching the Christian Vega story. Well, we've been watching the Christian Vega story with Evangela. Just fucking chef's kiss. Uh, Tracy says, I kind of wanted you to be able to speak to Liz. Wanted you to be able to speak to Liz, and then she broke everything open, but that didn't happen. Yeah, we're watching the. I feel like he. I'm not gonna lie. There's a certain level of privilege that I feel like he has. Um, Especially when he was talking to Fitzpatrick. I do feel like he's kind of victimizing himself by basically saying, "Well, he provoked me." Like you're a grown ass man, and you literally ruined somebody else's career. You ended somebody else's career, and you want to act like you're justified. It just brings me back to the whole Will Smith incident. Yeah, Jonathan, it's been good. You know, it's funny too because when Count Lady was in the chat, she was talking about how Frank Valentine was also one of the people that was doing work on One Life to Live. Yeah, I'm like, bro, who the fuck, like, oh, I think that he overstepped. You thought that he overstepped? Everybody in that fucking room saw what you did. But no, 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 no. I we were gonna handle it. You were gonna y'all were handling it. Broski's on the floor, shocked and in pain. I just, I can't. I just can't. Can't do it. Can't do it. Not do it. Um, Nina had no problem pushing Drew into the water. She is fucking crazy. The thing that annoys me about the thing that annoys me about Nina is that she justified her actions. She's like, my daughter was backed against a quarter, and I was defending, I was protecting my daughter. You were protecting your daughter for the consequences of her actions. Let's be fucking real, Nina. You are protecting your daughter from the consequences of her actions. And the sad thing is that Nina's motivation for doing all this whole, I gotta protect Willow, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. because Nina's mother was a piece of shit. Was a very was just a piece of shit, and so her in this way of trying to make up for it, to try to be a better mother, you're doing things because it's overboard, and it's just fucked up. Honestly, tell you the truth, Jason, the jury's still out. They haven't actually had them do anything that was interesting. They haven't had them do anything interesting. So it's like, I don't think they're unnecessary characters yet, but they need to sit there and put them in interesting situations here. Okay, so when I sit there and say that, I remember when Patrick Drake came on. When Patrick Drake came on, he had a certain level of fire and flair. Right off rip, there was characters that came on GH that you knew they were going to be the shit. They were going to be super interesting right off rip. Now it's like we're going to do this slow build up or whatever, and it's like, the fuck am I watching, bro? Like the landscape of television have changed, right? You're okay. Like GH soap operas was able to get away with a slow burn before they had other options of shows that would grab people's attention. They were able to get away with that stuff. You look at Beyond the Gates and how slow that they go now. I don't have the luxury of doing this shit. They did, Jonathan. They did. You're correct. Yeah, he went with a burning desire to sit there and torment and you know, fuck with Willow after her crazy demented mother tried to push him in the water and drown him. It does on Jay's fan. And I feel like again with the landscape of how there's more options for people to watch, that soap operas, GH included, does not have the option of a slow burn of okay, this character is now getting interesting after 18 weeks or whatever. They don't have that option. They just don't. Soap operas, like I said, is a dying breed. I am too, Jonathan. I am too. I'm so looking forward to watching it. It's just crazy to me, Jonathan. Like when I look at that stuff, right? Back in the day, I would just sit there and just watch a movie just like that. Now it's like I have to carefully plan it out, you know, like plan out the day, the time I'm going to sit there and watch this stuff. Major Age. Um, I definitely do agree that she over it, but here's the thing: she overindulges her kids because she wants to sit there and try to one up her mother for her mother being a terrible mother. And the thing is, Darby, when you really sit there and think about it, I part of me doesn't want to knock Nina, but I have to knock Nina. So when people grow up with a very terrible, shitty, god awful parent, the one thing that they want to sit there and do is be a better parent than the parent that they got. The problem is that what's good, Islander? The problem is that they do too much, and it usually leads to their child being just fucking reprehensible, right? Oh no, I'm doing a live chat on Friday, Jage man. I'm doing a live chat. Here's the thing, Jage man. I don't watch movies opening nights because it is pandemonium, right? Like I like to watch my movies. Let me tell you something. I like to watch my movies either like an early like weekdays, like 11, 10 o'clock, or a Sunday. I like to watch movies when it's like the least amount of people, so this way you don't get all that craziness. So no, absolutely, yeah, I'm absolutely proud. I'm gonna do a live stream. If I'm not like tired or exhausted or mentally exhausted from work, bet your ass I'm gonna sit there and do a live stream. But no, I don't do opening nights of like big movies. I don't have the patience. I don't have patience for a lot of things, but I definitely don't have the patience for like large crowds of people and fucking teenagers. Like, oh, that sounds like horror. He left to take a fucking extremely long break. Well, she's afraid of losing her love. That's what the problem is. I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Tracy. I don't. Like I said, on the weekdays, I try to go early in the morning, 10, 11 o'clock. Um, Here's the thing, Tracy. It's not about being selfish. It's about trying to avoid chaos. Okay? You take time out of your schedule to watch a movie. You want to sit there and watch it with as little interruption as possible. Listen, if you're watching a movie and the movie, let's say Spider-Man or whatever, I don't know how long it is. Let's say it's 2 hours and 40 minutes. That does not mean the 30 minutes that you're gonna sit there and have to wait for the movie to start. So, Tracy, essentially, you signed up for sitting in the theaters for 3 goddamn hours. And I'm saying that like in a light way, like 2 hours and 30 minutes, 2 hours and 40 minutes, give or take, you know? I don't like being in a theater that's empty. It feels weird. Get you, Jays fan. But I mean, there's perks to both, but I respect your opinion. A few years ago, I went to see Willy Wonka and Charles Factory, and this lady let her kids run around the entire movie. Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. Yes, Tracy, because fucking movies are expensive, and you're essentially are being ruined by just taking time out of your schedule because you're an adult, you got things to do, to sit there and see this movie. To have that person decide to let their child go butt fucking wild. Yeah, it's annoying. Yes, so like it is. It's like I always sit there and look at it this way. the movie experience is not the same as it was back in the day, right? Again, you have some teenagers that go in there, they're loud, they're on their phones. Like she said, a fight almost broke out. You know, they have their kids running around like Tracy said, just making noise and stuff like that. And how much did you sit there and pay for that fucking ticket? What, $16, $17? And that's Trace. That's including if she did not sit there and get food or popcorn or anything else, which you already know is way expensive. And again, you did all that. You sat in the theater for 3 fucking hours to see a movie and hope and pray to whatever God that you believe that you don't get your movie experience ruined because of X, Y, and Z. Yeah, so I don't I don't sit there and see movies on opening nights. I don't have the patience. I don't have patience for a lot of things. That is definitely one of those things I do not have patience for. My choice for movie theaters are theaters far from a major city. Also must watch a movie during a school hour, and I buy candy from the dollar store before going in. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Darby. Even though Cat Lady was in there saying I would be a bad date because I wouldn't spend money on her. Fucking popcorn is $10 goddamn. It's not like popcorn. I don't like popcorn that much. I'm assuming it's $10 because I think it may be more. I know a hot dog is $10, but it's expensive, you know. And like I said, it's just not the same. It's not it's not the same. Jonathan is okay. Jonathan, is that the small bucket or is that the small bucket or the large one? I prefer at least half a full theater. It's cheaper to just stream it. I wouldn't have annoying people. Yeah, of course. I agree. Goddamn right, bring your own snacks, Allison. Even though I'm not sitting there trying to tell people to commit a crime, essentially. Tracy says I'm watching and 15 to 20 fucking dollars. Do you know how depressing that shit is? Listen, Cat Lady is my fucking queen, so $20, like I said, $15 to $20 is a lot. So when I see a movie, you know, I just the sad thing is I feel like back in the day, people would just go out and just watch a movie. Now, most people are very precise about like seeing a movie. Have a good night, CK. I will see you on Friday. Thank you for coming through. I stopped by food at the movie. I stopped by food at the movie theater a long time ago. The popcorn could be anywhere from $8 a month. Yeah. But like I said, like back in the day, people used to go and sit there and see a movie, and you would just see a movie. Now people are very precise. The last two movies I saw was He-Man and Supergirl. I will wait for Evil Dead to come out. I will wait for that shit to come out. I'm not, and I love Evil Dead. I love gore and stuff. I will wait for that shit to come out. After Spider-Man, the last movie I'm gonna sit there and see Well, all right, Jonathan. Maybe, and I mean maybe, I will sit there and see, depending on what I'm doing on my birthday, I will sit there and see White Dragon. I'll see White Dragon. Maybe. Of course, Jonathan. Two movies that will suck and be on streaming for the year. Tracy says a kids meal at the movie theater is about $8. Listen, families know that. Like, okay, for me, I can sit there and see a movie like maybe $15 or whatever, right? For a family to sit there and see a movie, it is expensive. Why do you think that families just prefer streaming stuff on Netflix? That's the truth of the matter. Darby sent there talking about some anarchy shit, but okay. Well, hey, Darby. I will sit there and say this though, Jonathan. You're my guy and everything. Let me tell you something though. And this is for me too. So Jonathan says I reserve my theater experience for certain movies. You know why movie theaters are failing? Because of that mentality. And listen, I'm not shitting on his mentality because that's my mentality too. But like that is the reason why movie theaters are failing. Female on Prime and Supergirls on HBO Max. Yeah, yeah, I'm not surprised because those are two movies that did not do well. Tracy, I here's the thing. I loved He-Man. Um, I grew up watching it, and I thought it was a fun movie in general. But I just don't feel like I feel like if you're a younger person, you're not gonna want to go see a movie called fucking He-Man. If you're gonna be honest, you're just not. You're not gonna want to go see a movie that's just called He-Man. I thought it was fun. But here's the thing: when you have streaming services that you could sit there and watch a movie on, why am I going to spend $15 or $20 and take time out of my day, which I'm a busy adult, to go and see? So I enjoyed it, but I know that if they sat there and put out a movie, if they put out Thundercats, there's no point. I haven't seen it. I personally am not a period piece kind of person, but everyone has been raving about the movie. The thing about Christopher Nolan, my issue with Christopher Nolan is that I find his movies to be bloated. I find his movies to be bloated. Like all the fucking Batman movies that he did, I was like, these are interesting movies to an extent, but like they're super long. And it's just like he's good with suspense. He's good with suspense at the end, but like his movies are so goddamn long. Why is it taking you so long to sit there and tell a story? But that's the thing though, Jonathan. I would watch it too. But how many other people would sit there and watch it though? Tracy says Netflix used to be $5, now it's 15. Well, technically for me now it's 19, but like you didn't think that would work. That's exactly what I fucking thought. Yeah, for me it's $19. I just You know, it's funny. Jonathan says, I hate long movies. I'm not a fan of long movies, but let me ask you a question though, Jonathan. I gotta sit there and fuck with my boy Jonathan. Um, Jonathan, what did you think of Jonathan? What did you think of Infinity War? What did you think of the movie Infinity War, Jonathan? This says I'm about to watch it. I'm not gonna lie, I do like Catherine. I don't know why I like Catherine Heigl, but I do. And I do remember that movie. It's a little bit of an older movie, like maybe between like 2000 and 2010, maybe, right? I mean, she is pretty. There's a certain sex appeal to her, which is kind of odd because she's not the type of person that I would generally go for. But she has a certain sex appeal to her. Oh, 2009. That's what I was going to sit there and say. I was like, it was probably between 2000 and like whatever, 2010, give or take. No, no, she didn't start. I mean, well, to be fair, I didn't actually watch the Odyssey. I have no intentions on watching the Odyssey, but I will sit there and say like the Umbrella Academy. Right? No, I haven't seen the Odyssey. I don't really plan on seeing it. No, she didn't deserve it. Uh, I thought she was pretty as fuck when she was Ellen Page. Have a good night, Jade fan. Thank you for coming through, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday. No, she ain't deserve it. I, I like the umbrella. I like the No, Jade fan. I know that. Um, but in all reality, listen. You want to sit there and change your body, whatever. That's your business, right? As long as you're in a story that I like and you have a good character, that's what I care about. With the Umbrella Academy, it did kind of like it was one of those things where it was like, oh wow, like so now you're just a dude and everyone just kind of accepted it, which was like I didn't. But for her character, it was just kind of wild to me. It was like, okay, sure, whatever. I don't know. I don't have a problem with Elliot Page. I have a problem with people who get annoyed with people still calling her Ellen Page. Like, okay, yeah, you already made that decision years ago. Give time for the rest of the world to sit there and catch up. And don't sit there and shit on them or be angry with them because they misgendered you. Yeah, that's what I would sit there and say. Dog food commercial. I don't remember her in any commercials. Now that I think about it, I was like, what the fuck do I even remember her for? I mean, I remember how she looked, but Kathleen Hager. Oh, there she is. What did she did that was so special? Oh, she did Knocked Up. Okay. And The Ugly Truth. She reminds me of somebody else, and I don't remember who. I'm sitting there thinking about her, and she reminds me of somebody else. Uh, the 40-year-old virgin. Elizabeth Banks. I don't know why, but she reminds me a little bit of Elizabeth Banks. That's where I fucking remember her from. Papa Doc says by the time the truth comes out about Willow, I have dementia. Oh, it's actually really funny. So you're basically sitting there talking about how slow Gage is. I guess he's never watched this show called Beyond the Gates. But yeah, Kathleen reminds me of Elizabeth Banks for some odd reason. I don't know why, but she does though. I mean, I get the. Oh, okay. So much for going to Kyrie's show. Anyway, let's sit there and see where the likes are. I don't remember hitting the like button. All right, we're good. Oh, one connection. Maybe, maybe. I feel like it. Maybe. I do also feel like they kind of look similar too. I don't think it's just the fact that they both have blonde hair or have blonde hair at one point. I think they do actually look very similar. Anyway, I did way past the time that I said I was going to do so. Well, that's what happens when I drink. So I'm going to end the stream here, but I will be back on Friday. We'll sit there and talk, chat, have a great time, and yeah. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank everyone for joining. Have a good night, Darby. Have a good night, LaShawn. Have a good night, Opera Dog. Have a good night. Oh yeah, Jay's friend already left. Cat Lady already left. But also, I still do have the pen coming up there. So check out Cat Lady's video. Have a good night, Island Girl. Have a good night, Queen of the South. Have a good night, Allison. Have a good night, Jonathan. Have a good night, Ed. I think Ed already left, but have a good night, Darby. Have a good night, Tracy Steves. Have a good night, Wendy. I do remember seeing a Wendy here. Have a good night, Allison. And I am missing so many people. But I will finish watching The Running Man, which that is the movie I'm watching right now. And I'll probably get something to eat and finish watching this damn movie. It's actually getting good, so. Oh, have a good night, Queen Jess. Have a good night, Latasha. Um, okay, I'll wait to sit down and see the rest of my sit down and say good night. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Since we're still here for a little bit, and I'm not gonna say this person's name. This person says, "I'm not watching this show much anymore until Willow goes down. Sonny has been killing people since I started watching the show. He literally sat there and took out an FBI agent, and yet this person is upset that Willow got away with a crime. Sonny has been getting away with crimes for fucking years, but we're upset that Willow got away with a crime. The local mobster, who is a mobster and got away with crimes, that's cool. That's cool. He kills an FBI agent. No agents come in to sit there and question and grill Sonny or whatever. But oh my God, Willow got away with a crime. I don't want to watch this show anymore. It's it's um it's amazing. Allison says stupid. The whole show gets away with a crime. And yes, that's actually very true, Allison. It's like the whole show is hypocrites, but like I like to sit there and try to isolate things. And when we sit there and look at things like that, we look at Sonny, the town's mobster. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting there saying like I love Willow or anything like that, but like Willow getting away with a crime has people, pissing in their panties. But Sonny has been getting away with crimes for years. And because what? He has good looks and dimples, and he's still a good looking man that's like over 40. We just let go? Like, what the fuck? And the same thing, like, it just amazes me how people love to sit there and blast certain men for sit there letting hot girls get away with things. But then y'all do the exact same fucking thing and it's okay. Like it's just odd. It's just odd to me. This show's unbalanced. Characters should have at least some karma. It will be much better. Like Sunny, right? Like Sunny, right? Allison says Sunny kept a lot of people, and so has Jason. And so, thank you, Allison, for being a breath of fucking fresh air. Yes. Do you think Alexa will confront well? Yes, because she's brainless. I mean, seriously, she is the same person that is upset with Will for having loyalty towards his family, but wants to sit there and get a certain level of slack for having sympathy for having loyalty towards her family. Yes, Allison, I appreciate you. Appreciate you. So seriously. I'm not gonna lie, I went longer than I expected to. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, all right, I want to sit there and watch The Running Man, and I'll probably watch a few minutes of it, but I'm mostly gonna watch it tomorrow. If I'm yes, Sunny, Jason, Carly, yeah. Listen, we have a good time. We have a lot of fun, and clearly I have the patience to do this, which is why I still do this. But y'all make the streams fun, and yeah, we have a good old time. Trust me, we have a good old time. Now I'll sit there and say it for the people that's watching the replay. Oh yeah, I forgot they were actually a thing. Uh, I heard. I just I sat there, like I said, I looked at Katie's advice today, and I'm like, Katie's sitting there saying that Will should sit there and try to be with Electric still. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it's crazy when Bill's actually making more sense than fucking Katie. Bill's like, you need to move on. Katie's like, no, you need to sit there and keep trying. I was like, what do you mean you need to keep trying? How is that working out for you, Katie? But I'll drop hints here and there. I am for the people that do like the shorts and the short clips or whatever. I'm actually because I'm working on new software. I do have some good stuff that's coming out. Um, some new story ideas. It is going to be amazing. Like like the quality of the videos, my shorts is so much better than the stuff I was working with Source. It's gonna be really good. And I did sit there and take a lot of suggestions, like Jonathan. I have an idea for the stuff that he suggested me. It's gonna be pretty amazing. So I'll say that. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. If you did not hit the like button, hit the like button because it does help. It really does. If you can share any of the videos, definitely share them. And if you want to become a member, it's a really good idea. We have a lot of fun. Sit there and watch. We do these watch parties that are. It's just something about going back in time and watching these soap operas when they were at their peak that I have never seen has been pretty fucking amazing. So if you're not a member, make sure you join. Johnson says, join us next time for another edition of Soap Chat with our Bostic. And Jonathan is one of my guys who makes these amazing playlists that are really good when we sit there and watch these shows. So the Michael Baldwin in the chat is pretty much our DJ for the weekend. So yeah, definitely join. Good night, everyone. Hit the like button. Hit that like button, like Jonathan says, because it does help. Okay, we are growing this channel. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers, which normally I don't sit there and make a huge deal about subscribers, but 3,000 is a milestone. And I have a feeling that we're gonna go even more. But it does help by hitting the like button. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna go and proving everything is all good and hit on Friday. And I actually have a good day instead of a miserable day. We'll sit there and have a good time on Friday. So yes, have a good night. Have a good night, Island Girl, Allison, and everybody else. And watch the intro since I took time to make it.